That's the doorbell at Jimmy's house. Now, when you come to my house, my doorbell sounds like this.
Hey, welcome to the People's Weekly on People's Radio United. I'm Tim. I'm here with Canadian Glenn, and I'm trying to mute the song. There we go. Slide that fader down. Hey, Glenn, how are you?
Good afternoon. Whatever. I'm here.
Cool. So, yeah,
Public service announcements?
Oh, you want to? Okay, yeah, do that. I'm trying to tweet out the show. That's why I got quiet. It's not going. Opening my Twitter is taking forever. Yeah, do that real quick, and I'll tweet the show out.
My first public service announcement is just a general knowledge statement. Miracle Whip sucks. Nobody should eat Miracle Whip. It'll kill you. It's gross. It stinks. Don't do it. Public service announcement. Fuck Miracle Whip. Public service announcement number two.
Wait. That was a public service announcement? I could have told you that years ago.
Well, no, I mean, apparently, from what I'm seeing out there, this has to be said, which I don't understand, but maybe a few people didn't get the memo, whatever.
There's nothing miraculous about Miracle Whip, y'all.
Absolutely nothing.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you are on Windows 10, there was a big update package this week. Again, which hasn't happened for a couple months, go back, check all your settings. Surprisingly, a lot of things went back to default on this update. So be sure to have things the way you had them before your update. And needless to say, the changes that are made by the update bend you over for Microsoft. So be sure to check.
Yeah, why do they do that? It's just leave shit alone. They're always trying to gain more control through an update or something new. User license agreement, all kinds of bullshit, man.
Well, they just don't like it when you say no. You know. The only reason they even give you a choice on some of this stuff is because, Windows 10 users have already bitched very loudly that this is unacceptable. Give us some more options, and they did. That was their big update. Oh, shit. Earlier in the year or late last year. That was a huge one. Yeah, they had one big update, and then they had another big update like 3 weeks later because too many people said, this is bullshit. Fuck off. Give us back our choices. So, I mean, the choices are there. Except now, since they gave you a choice, well, we'll just turn them off once in a while, see if they notice.
Those bastards. Oh, man. I need to look at that on my Windows system. The Mac is fine. Ooh.
Yeah,
I just looked at the chat.
I'm on 10 Pro, and I've got version 1803. And in the whole settings section, there's lots of changes to check back on.
I don't even know what changes to make. I gotta go and look at that. Maybe we should do a show about it sometime. But Judith Poe is in the chat. Hello, Judith Poe. We're trying to be sassy. Anything else on that, Glenn?
No, that's it for the Windows 10 warning, and Miracle Whip still sucks.
It's always sucked. And what about the View up here next week?
Oh, well, Canadian governments are really good at this. They always have cabinet shuffles on the day of a show. So now I'll probably be about the last show to be done about the cabinet shuffles, and it'll be a week late, but next Wednesday, that's what I'll be doing. So was that muted or not?
Oh, there's my mute button. I was muted. I was choking my ass off.
Okay, well, that's good.
I feel really energized right now, and woohoo! Anyway, so cool. Those bastards. Maybe they're not bastards. Maybe they're trying to help your ratings. We'll align all our shit with Glenn's show, so he can talk shit about us while we do it, and the people will know the truth. They don't schedule our elections or anything around People's Radio, and I'm a little upset about that.
I have no idea who you contact about that.
I think you need to have a couple $1 million or a prostitute to send to the White House to talk to Trump about it. So,
I'm out
I need
there.
to earn more.
I've just been followed on Twitter by a member of Parliament. Why?
He wants to pass you the information to bring down the Canadian government.
Wow. If he thinks Twitter DM is a safe way to do it, he needs a little bit of a tutorial first, I think.
There's nothing safer than a Twitter DM. Okay, that was sarcasm, people. I hope nobody believes that.
Except WhatsApp.
Oh, man.
Or Telegram.
Telegram. I love the reefer. So, yeah,
God.
As far as what I'm doing is I'm going to the Occupy Ice LA tonight. There's going to be another candlelight vigil. They're trying to get 1 million people to show up with candles, and I don't know why they can't just do that. It's just every Friday we need 1 million people with candles. So, no, but for real, anyone who could come down there tonight, come down, chill out with the people, bring some supplies, bring glow sticks, candles, whatever you want to bring, and bring some for others if you can. So I'll be covering that. I haven't released a lot of footage from there. I've shot stuff almost every day I was there, but I think what I'm going to do is put it together in maybe a week, another week, because I have so much footage, and try to make something better than just a bunch of little clips and raw footage like I throw up on YouTube, something more thought out, something that kind of gives people the feel of the place, hopefully, and makes people want to support whatever they're doing at the time. That's my goal.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea when you can show even how the camp physically changes over time. You know?
Yeah.
Stuff like, because I remember back from Occupy, it was very important to compare how camps all over the world changed as time went on. If they grew or if they put up defenses on this side or what happened. It was always an evolution.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really my idea. They're trying to get the feel and the I guess you said the spirit of the camp, how the people want justice and stuff, and make other people want to do that. Yep. But I've been asked for my footage from a couple of different people, so I've just been sending. Anything I shoot is for the people; they can have it. But I've just been sending people my raw footage to edit other ICE things or whatever to use however they want. And I said, well, I could do this too. Just put a bunch of stuff together. Maybe tell some kind of little story with it somehow. Because I have interviews with people. I have all kinds of good stuff, man. I just need to be more thoughtful instead of just throwing everything out one video after another, little short clips, which I like doing because it's easy, but I'm going to try something different. That's why there's not a lot of stuff coming out, but I always will live stream if something happens while I'm there. So there's that. I got some my non-objective opinions coming up. One of them's gonna be, I think it's gonna be with Scotty 79er, who's just got out of jail. Do you know about Scotty, Glenn?
No, I don't.
When Sandra Bland, Scotty's an amazing dude. When Sandra Bland was murdered, I don't remember the town. It was in Texas somewhere. Scotty went down there and he questioned the police on camera and started, agitating stuff like, "I want answers. We're here for answers." And I guess the police tried to grab him or do something. He had cameras all over him on his car, and it's another one of those people that inspired me. After that, I realized I need more cameras on my car. That's when I started putting cameras on my car, was because of Scotty. But then he jumped in his car, he took off, the police chased him, finally arrested him. Because they were messing with him for nothing, He wanted answers. That's not illegal. They shouldn't grab you and try to arrest you for wanting answers, and police are scary. So he took off, he got arrested. Um, at the time, I didn't know a lot of the people like I know now, and I'm still pretty stupid at trying to find things. So I guess a lot of people dropped the ball, because eventually months went by and I was like, some people would ask me, "Have you heard anywhere Scotty is?" Or, "No, I haven't." And I would ask other people, and then I just kind of, after so long, we gave up, and it was like, I don't know, I didn't even have connection with the free anons or anything back when this happened. This was like 3 years ago. So I guess that was the thing, and we couldn't help him, and it really sucked. He should have had a lot of support, because what he did was awesome. To go down and demand answers all by himself, that's a brave thing to do. So he's going to be doing a show with me. I'm going to do a show. I'm pretty sure with PM Beers, the awesome, amazing live streamer from LA, another person that inspired me in a different way. And we have some other shows lined up, and the people have been kind of back and forth trying to schedule, so hopefully those will go through. But I don't want to talk too much. One of them is about internet trolls that troll families of victims and stuff, and one in particular, and what's going on with him. Finally, justice is being served. A lot of stuff coming up, and just working on it. But I think the PM Beers and probably the Scotty will be within the next week to 2 weeks. That's what I'm thinking, unless something changes. So yeah, if you guys are on Twitter, I would ask, follow. I think it's at Scotty IE79ER, and let me make sure that's right. But yeah, follow him and support him. Do what you can. I don't know if you have a little extra change, some money, please send it to him. I mean, he just got out. He's trying to put his life back together, and everyone dropped the ball on him. So I just hope he can because what Scotty was doing was, he was being sassy. 1,000%. That's Serena Shim level, Go
Yep.
out and take on a whole police department by yourself to demand answers. Um,
Oh,
so,
okay. I've heard of this dude, Waco Coplock. Yeah.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. What, did I get it right? Is it at Scotty with the IE79ER?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Follow him, support him, help him, help him. With whatever you can, really. He's an awesome person, and the shit that he just went through, 3 years in jail, should never have fucking happened. He's trying to get his life together. They lied about him. They brought false charges on him. Yeah, fuck that. We dropped the ball back then, but let's try to help him now. And I'm not saying that as soon as I can, I'm going to try to do something to help him in a cool little way. So, Stuart said, yeah, that's true. He's been listing some awesome art on his own to sell and raise funds. Okay, I'm sorry, let me read this. He's been listing some awesome art to sell on his own to raise funds for his timeline. He needs lots of retweets. Yeah, so yeah, just if you can retweet, he's trying to sell some of his artwork he has. One of them's really awesome that I like. I'm sure they're all awesome. One's a football thing, one's something else. So yeah, hey Stuart, also I want to say hello to you. I see you in the chat there. But yeah, that's all that's going on with me. I needed to bring the Scotty thing up because that's really important, man. People, we need to support each other. And like I said, I'm dumb now, but I was a lot dumber back then. I didn't have any means to do anything, to find people and stuff like that without all the information. And now I think if this had happened now, I think it would be so much easier with all the great people I've hooked up with and stuff. So that's the thing, networking and working as a team, working as a colony or a hive together to help those that need help. That's really, really important. So yeah. So I guess we're gonna talk about what's the first. Yesterday in L.A., the Oath Keepers, the brave militia with arms. Oh wait, but they can't have guns in L.A. So what happened was two of them showed up in a truck with a big giant American flag, got scared out their mind and took off, got their flag snatched and burned, and chased out of there. There was supposed to be this whole rally to protest Maxine Waters. Fuck Maxine Waters. I don't care. Fuck every politician. But they were doing it for all the wrong reasons. So, they talked all this big shit and they didn't do that. And that's the common thing. They talk big shit. And the most I've ever seen, when the NSM, the Klan, and the Trump supporters that quote unquote aren't racist showed up, they're all racist. That's just some bullshit. Showed up. There was only 80 of them, and that was their biggest thing they've ever done in LA that I've seen. So yeah, for two of them to show up, like, why bother?
Okay, now this is what I'm not clear about. The two people in the silver Dodge truck, they were Oath Keepers? Is that confirmed?
Let me see something. Maybe they weren't. Because I remember there was a tweet that said no Oath Keepers showed up. I was really out of it yesterday. I thought there were going to be some Nazis and stuff. I really wanted to go, but I couldn't stay awake anymore. I've been up 3 days working. So PM Beers went down there, and I was following her timeline, which I'm looking for right now to see.
Yeah, I think she said there's like nothing happening.
Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Flag wavers chased out of Maxine Waters' office. 3 Oath Keepers of Maxine Waters' office, but then it says, I was mistaken. There were no Oath Keepers there except maybe the 2 fools who drove by in a big ugly truck with a big ugly flag that got burned. So, yeah, nobody knows who they were or whatever, but whoever the hell they were, they got ran the hell out of there. You know why? And if they were Oath Keepers or if they weren't, it's because they can't have guns. If they had guns, they'd be a little bit more bold, I bet. Even the police won't let them show up in LA with guns, like, open, you know what I mean?
Yeah, forget it.
Like, they'll let them come with tasers, weapons, mace, anything, and take our stuff. They'll chase this little petite woman down for a Hello Kitty baseball bat, where these fascists have these 6-foot flag poles, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And all kinds of weapons, but they'll only take our people's stuff. But I think a gun would go too far. I think they'd put a stop. I would hope they put a stop to that. I don't know. These pigs out here, like, they love these cats. So I don't know, but I would hope that wouldn't be allowed to go down. But they're bitch. When they don't have their guns, they're bitches. That's what the whole thing about it is. They talk all this shit, Oath Keepers and protect the badge, and we're gonna come and protect all the white communities and blah blah blah. And what happens? If you can't have your guns, you ain't shit, huh?
Well, I think one of the issues with the Oath Keepers is they have the same dysfunction that an awful lot of groups have. There's no command structure, I mean, there are parts of the country where the Oath Keepers have stepped in and really behaved a lot better than the police. They've calmed down the cops. And then there are other parts of the country where, under the same banner, Oath Keepers, they show up and act like the Klan with assault rifles. So, it's
Where is the part of the country that showed up and kept calm? Because I've never heard of this. That's why I'm asking.
actually what they did in Ferguson.
Yeah.
Was
Oh, go
That's
ahead.
what I think, that with them showing up, and they did make some big claims. See, this is another thing. I say they may have the same name, but they're not the same attitude. Remember when the Oath Keepers first came to Ferguson, they said they were going to assist black men to get the right permits, and they were going to loan them assault rifles, and they would march with them. That's what the Oath Keepers said when they showed up.
But
And
that's not what they did when they showed up. I mean,
No.
I heard black people were terrorized and the police
Well,
were, you know,
well, they were terrorized because all these crackers had assault rifles. No shit. But they didn't behave like the police. I mean, to these guys, having an assault rifle on them is like having their car keys on them. You know?
yeah. I mean,
Like,
I've been there before. I've been where I've accidentally walked into a bank with a pistol in my pocket because I'm so used to carrying it all the time. Illegally, of course, but I didn't give a fuck back then. It was more important to stay alive than to worry about what the police was going to do.
yep.
But I mean, I understand that, but I don't know. I just if you're connected to other racist groups, are you saying they're just not connected? I mean, because I heard bad things about the ones in Ferguson as well. That's why I'm skeptical. I'm
Well, this
sure.
is well, this is the thing when there's no actual organization, like, like a membership and stuff like that, where people can look at it
All right.
online and figure it out, because this is an old trick too. If there's something going on, then you just get a couple assholes who say they're part of the group too, and they can pull whatever shit they want because they're going under the authority of the group.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the problem these days. People say and do whatever works for them. And they never go after smart people or people who are armed the same level as them, right? They always go for the weakest link. Tough guys.
Yeah. So that you're saying that they are a decentralized group, or they're not supposed to be, or what? Because my groups don't have leaders. You know what I mean? My groups don't have
No,
authority figures.
but I mean, imagine, for an example, imagine if there were people in every big city in America that just called themselves the Teamsters Local, and you couldn't really check if they were or not.
Got you. Got you. Got you.
I mean, however they want to run their shit, whatever, But, I mean, I watched some of the video from inside Waters' congressional district yesterday, and what I saw was a lot of people defending their neighborhood. It's like, no, fuck off. This is not happening.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
less about Maxine Waters and more about these Nazis coming up in our neighborhood, and that's what it should be.
yeah. And that's what they weren't really counting on. Or they just don't get it because they can't think that far ahead. I don't know. But I mean, that's what it showed me. And I think them taking their flag and burning it, that's balls. But that's also, I figured, well, this is fucking LA. You can go back 40 years and this kind of shit was going on in LA. I mean, back
Yep.
in the Vietnam era and Watts and
Watch
fucking
riots,
rights.
the LA
Yeah.
riots. Yeah.
See, this is the thing that all these so-called patriots never stop to consider. Why are they burning the flag? Not, oh my God, they're burning a flag. Fucking ask why. And I think it's fucking right on, because these two crackers came into their neighborhood to fuck, and everything I saw, the people there fully support Maxine Waters. You can make of that what you want, but even though the entire system is fucked, at least there is a district that believes in who they have there. So that's better than most places in the United States.
That's cool.
But
I mean, she's not the worst politician in the world. It's just she's a politician, and to me, I hate politicians. I
yeah,
hate, I hate, I hate, and she's still in one of the crooked parties. She still stands for fascism because her party stands for fascism.
yep.
She's not separate. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I'm glad if people have a better representative than other representatives. That's great. But ideally, you know me, I want people to run their own lives. I want people to be free. I don't want oppressive two party systems. So you're voting for the same bullshit with a different. We've been through this before. But yeah, this is going to turn into a long ass bullshit tangent.
But I just thought it was excellent that these two guys coming into their neighborhood and what the American flag meant to those two. That's why they took it, and that's why they burned it. Because what those two are about ain't fucking America as far as the people whose neighborhood they tried to invade. That's
Yeah,
what I like. That's what I like about America.
see, I see it as just that flag stands for so much horrible shit, which is probably what those people in the truck love about it. It stands for
Mm-hmm.
genocide. It stands for slavery. It stands for brutality on everyone who's not what white supremacists idolize as the master race, and it's for white supremacy in general. It's a horrible fucking flag. It's done nothing good. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true, but I mean, that's the whole thing about flags, man. They can mean anything at any time to anybody, you
I'll
know?
burn any nation's flag. I don't give a fuck. I fuck a flag.
Well, I get it. I get it. But what I'm saying is there are a lot of people, not just in the US, but in every country that wishes for a different country that flew that flag. And a lot of times I see people who make a little victory to get it closer to what they think their country should be, then they use the flag to celebrate that. I mean, even people who hate the country at certain times will fly the flag. And that's usually a time when everybody on the other side says, how dare you fly the flag when this happens? That's the thing.
That's the thing. Hating the country. People say that all the time. I hate the people who run the country. I hate the system of the country, but I don't hate the land in particular. I don't hate the common people. I love them. It's just I hate the system that is the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, you're actually breaking it down into points that make sense, and that's discouraged because it's all or nothing. It's just like these fucking idiots that always say, if you don't like America, leave. Yeah, oh, gee, why didn't I think of that? Bye. Like
I
it's
might
that
like it
fucking
if you
easy.
leave. That's what I tell them.
Like it's that easy. Fuck, whatever.
Yeah. I think I brought this up on the show before. There's this indigenous dude named Naui who does a lot of. Another person inspired me years ago to film The Police, but somebody I actually knew. Um, he yeah, he's indigenous. So people tell him that because they think he's like Mexican or Latino or something. So yeah, they're like, why don't you go back to your country? If you don't like it, leave it. He's always like, nah, white boy, this is my country. You can leave it. Go back to Europe.
Yeah.
He shuts them down so fast. They don't even understand what happened. They too fucking dumb. But it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful when he does it.
Absolutely. But again, that's kind of like what I said about the flag. It all depends upon the perspective. Because these fucking settler descendants just don't acknowledge that it was anybody's land before theirs. And then when that gets put in their face, well, that's a fatal error. Turn machine off.
Yeah. Can I say I'm just reading everyone's talking about Scotty and how to donate to Scotty. I'm gonna find out, or you guys can just ask him on his if you follow him, just ask him on his Twitter because that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Or if he follows you back, maybe send him a DM and ask him. what's the way to do that, and if he wants me to publicize it, I will. I don't know if he wants whatever information out or how he wants to do it. But I would ask too, like if you can do it, if you can donate without purchasing the artwork, because I think that's his artwork that he bought and likes, but he needs the money. It's like kind of having to sell stuff that you like. Maybe donate without taking the artwork if possible. But if not, I mean, do whatever is going to help Scotty. That's what I would ask. But yeah, I'll try to find out as soon as possible after this show, or maybe I could start tweeting them right now, and I'll post it. But yeah, whoever can help Scotty, that's awesome. So yeah, back to these Oath Keepers. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm maybe you're right. Maybe they're just a loose group of people that use the same name, and some of them are ultra racist, and some of them are less racist than the other. But in my opinion, they're all kind of fucking racist, based on. I mean, they're keeping an oath that the police keep and the military keep. And that doesn't usually work out good for the people, especially people in other countries. You know what I mean?
Well, see, there's a perfect example. I mean, they all call themselves the Oath Keeper. Does anybody know exactly what oath it is they keep? You know?
Yeah, they're not saying constitutional oath keepers or whatever. Yeah, but I assumed it was because they're always Blue Lives Matters and support the troops and all that. So I'm thinking that's the oath. I could be wrong.
Well, who knows? I mean, this is another problem. They don't have any real professional brand. And whether that's on purpose or not or whatever, you know. But I mean, still, aren't they still pretty isolated? Where they like they're not like the fucking Westboro Baptists, you know. I mean, the Oath Keepers aren't popping up everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, but they have groups just like them, like Patriot Prayer. They have the NSM. They have the Standard Trump people. They have, oh my God, they have so many different terrible groups out there right now. Just hate groups, hate groups, hate groups. They all have, some of them have nicer names, like Freedom People, you know, People for Freedom and Patriot Prayer or whatever, all the other names they are. Makes you think they're church groups and shit, but they're really just a band of Nazis going out with weapons, trying to beat their opposition. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm curious about what you think that maybe somewhere a little further up the food chain on the fascist side of the table is maybe going to consider that stunts like this, trying to send people like the Oath Keepers into South LA, this may not turn out the way you want it to. You know what I mean? I mean, what kind of incident would it take before there's a real problem in South Los Angeles again? You know? How much is the neighborhood willing to tolerate before it's like, okay, fuck this? You know?
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because I've seen it before every time. Every time for years. I'm talking over a decade. At least in LA, Riverside, wherever. When he's not, let's say the NSM, that's what I used to deal with all the time. They come out. Every 20 of them, maybe 30, sometimes 10. There's never a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there'd be a line of cops, like 100 cops or more, snipers on top of buildings and shit, making sure they're cool. And these cats had full police, like military. I mean, bulletproof vest, helmets. They're dressed up. They look like the police. They look like the riot police. They look exactly like them, except they got swastikas on their shit. And SS, you know, the lightning bolts and all that shit. But then, let's say there's 3,000 people. Only a few of us are trying to get to them to run them out of there. The rest of the people are back there holding signs and doing chants and doing whatever. There's only a few of us ripping down the police tape, running in, trying to get around the police. throwing shit at them, whatever. Everybody else is like, oh, let them do their thing. We're just gonna do our thing louder over here. You know, I mean, these are literal fucking Nazis. This is before Trump. This was before Obama. Some of it during Obama, before Obama, during Bush. This is nothing new. It's just more of them. More of them feel great about going out there.
Well, I mean, the way I look at things, if you're some tyrant wannabe motherfucker, and you get a look at this stuff that goes on the ground, it would be pretty obvious to me that, you know, you need nowhere near the majority of people to be down with your shit to get anywhere. These people that, will just be louder than them. Do you think that really solves anything? You know? It's like...
These fuckers should be terrified to go out in public. If you're, especially the ones that are proud white supremacists in these groups like Klan and Nazis, especially them, they should be terrified, man. They should be watching their back everywhere they fucking go. Every racist, really.
They are less terrified every day the way it's going right now.
Yeah. I mean, these people have killed how many people? I mean, lots of people in the last, 16, 18 people in the last 2 years or year and a half or something?
Yeah.
They're not called terrorists, but they're trying to get Antifa, who's killed 0 people.
Exactly.
You can't wear masks. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't, you know. I don't need a mask. I'll knock a motherfucker out. You can look me in my eye, or I can put a mask. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
really think that's going to change?
You have to consider who that law is speaking to. It's going to scare all those people that think they're going to win because they're louder. That's who it's going to scare. It's not going to scare people who are serious. We've had that law in Canada for 6 years now. Emperor Harper brought in that mask law at a
15 years?
I think it's 10 here.
Oh wow, it's still a lot. Oh, I didn't know if it was years or just like
it's on the books. It's never been used, but it's on the books. I mean, you know, governments change, but they don't give away power.
Yeah,
so,
why the feds ain't watching these people as white identity extremist terrorists who have actually killed people? Because who have connections to all these other deaths and murders all around here.
Because the executive branch and the attorney general told them not to. That's why.
It's disgusting, dude. It's just bullshit.
But I mean, that mask law has been around for quite a while up here. It's never been fucking used because the issue is anybody who gets caught will immediately have probably $1 million court backing, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court of Canada, and it's going to get thrown out because it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, I see people on Twitter saying, Antifa is terrible, they're so scary. Imagine in a world where you couldn't say what you wanted without getting punched. I'm like, just don't say Nazi shit. Like, really? Is that really, like, the line you want to draw? Like, my freedom of speech has to include genocidal maniac Hitler speech, or it's just not free. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I've never seen anti-fascists attack anyone for no reason. I've seen us stomp Nazis out at bus stops when we just happen to cross them, and train stations and stores and restaurants, at their own houses, putting flyers up. But you know, the whole thing is they're generally NSM or KKK or blatant racist. You know, if you're willing to put on a Trump hat and walk around, you're pretty much a blatant racist. Like, what is that saying? You're not supporting anti-racism in any way. You're not supporting black or brown people. You're not supporting Latino people or natives. You're supporting a white supremacist with that hat on.
Or women.
Or women, or gay people, or disabled people. We can go down the whole list. But the whole thing is, Like, to wear that hat, that's just disgusting.
Well, there's an awful lot of people that would rather be cleaning the latrines for the winning team than to have risk that they're going to lose everything. Even though they will anyway. But, it's a state of mind.
They don't care about the future. We're not the last people on Earth,
Well, we could be.
Hopefully. Yeah, I was going to say hopefully. But they don't care about the future. It's like, think about the future.
Their future is today.
There's people going to be here, hopefully, 2,000 years from now. There'll be people here. We got to make sure they're cool. And they, I don't get it.
Yeah, but a lot of these people think that nobody ever gave a fuck about them. So they certainly don't give a fuck in who's coming next.
Nobody does. I mean, who are you? You think every ant's like, oh man, I want the other ants to care about me. No, you work for the betterment of all the ants, and you do your own thing. That's what the individual part comes in. You do it your way.
Okay, I feel a Borg tangent coming on here.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I bet somebody in chat does.
You say bored?
Borg.
Borg. Oh, I still don't know what it means. But anyway,
yeah.
He's like, yeah. Yeah, I'm not super intelligent.
No, it's a Star Trek thing.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I'm checking. I hit Scotty. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna talk to Scotty soon, and I'm gonna get a link to people. I'm gonna have people just maybe contact me or contact him, and he'll get a link soon. I gotta help him work it out, I think. So give us today or tomorrow. We'll have a link up for Scotty donations, and we'll post it on my account, People's Radio. Hopefully Glenn will do so as well, and some of the other big accounts, if they could help out with this. He's worried about trolls, so we're gonna do it kind of where you could hit him on the DM and get it or something. Okay.
Yep. I think Judith needs to turn off the autocomplete on her phone.
I'm reading right now. But yeah,
just a suggestion. Well, if he's trying to get in chat, he has to have a Spreaker account. Just log in, and that's it.
Oh yeah, you need to make an account for Spreaker if you want to be in the chat. Which is stupid. They should just let anyone in the chat.
Well, no, because then there's nothing in it for them.
What do you mean? Oh, for Spreaker. For Spreaker. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the people in the chat.
Yeah. No, man. They're supplying the service. They want something back.
Cool. Yeah, and if anyone who's smarter than me that's in the chat right now that knows Scotty can help him figure out how to get a donation thing up and how to do it so he can make sure he gets paid and it's not just money stuck online, please feel free to help. I'm like I said, I'm not the best at doing stuff like this, but yeah, we'll get it happening because that's really important. So yeah, let's. You want to move on to the second? Did we get all the fuck the Oath Keeper shit out?
Well, I got another question about this. What is the local news coverage like about this thing in Waters District?
I didn't see it. I don't know.
Okay. Just curious.
I can imagine if right-wing media got it, it would turn them into the victims. Be like they just came to support their president and they were chased out and had their property taken and blah, blah, blah. Those poor people.
Yeah, but that's not the stuff that gets views on local news, though. I mean, I'm sure there'd be as much video as they could get of that flag burning. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, to make the other side look bad to the quote unquote patriots, but fuck their flag.
And
Flag burning is awesome.
I did see some brothers who, if it was a different time and they were dressed a little different, a definite Panther behavior, which I don't have a problem with, but you
Well,
know what
I think the new Black Panthers might have been there. I don't know. I'm guessing. Like stuff like that, they tend to show up to a lot.
So, you know, I'm sure there could be a little bit of sensationalism going on, but hey, that's what local news is, right?
Yeah, I mean the Panthers are always awesome, and they're always a welcome addition to anything. It's like the Brown Berets. Those are respected groups that teach us and protect us, and we work with them and try to protect them. You know, they've been around a long time.
Well, this will be a short tangent, but it always blows my mind, you know, I mean, not being an American, I'm sure I interpret the U.S. Constitution different than probably most Americans, but all through my memory, from groups like the Panthers to MOVE to different groups,
AIM.
yeah, AIM, definitely, but that's a different situation from this. But the way I read the Constitution about the pursuit of happiness and self-sustainment and the Second Amendment, those groups followed the Constitution to the letter, but yet they're always the ones that weren't allowed to do that. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, we know we've dealt with this before. Yeah, fuck these racists, man. Fuck them all. They need to just, dude. Real quick, I was listening to a radio show the other day. They let this racist talk, and then they're like, "See, he's old. They're all gonna die off." And I'm like, "No, stop saying that."
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, I see these cats that's in their teenage years all the way up to whatever, 20s, 30s. They're racists. They're not dying off. They're breeding and teaching their kids to be just as racist, even maybe more racist than them.
Well, if that's the way things worked, how come we still have organized religion?
Same reason. Same reason. They're breeding and teaching their kids to keep that religion going.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's just a ridiculous comment. That's like saying, oh, there's not many Ford Pintos left on the road. Well, yeah. But people aren't vehicles, man.
That'd be like saying there's not a lot of Fords because the Pintos aren't on the road or something. But yeah, they're breeding at alarming rates, and they're having little racist kids who are growing up to be racist, violent adults. I mean, you can't be a racist and not be violent. It's not in the nature of the philosophy. How are you a peaceful racist? No, I'm serious, dude. Like how? How is that even possible? You can't. Your ideology is violence. Trying to separate, destroy, kill everything that's not like you, and be with just one kind of thing at all costs. That's ridiculous, dude.
Check the chat.
Scotty's in the chat. Hello, Scotty. We were just talking about you. In a good way, not in a bad way. Trying to get support for you as much as we can. So, thank you for joining us today. We have a hero in our chat. That's awesome. Well, hang on, I'm reading something. Okay, yeah. But yeah, they just there's no such thing as a nonviolent racist. Maybe they need to start putting these people on watch lists and take people that haven't killed anybody off. You know what I mean? Black Lives Matters killed 0 people. anti-fascists have killed 0 people in this country. So yeah, and if they did, I would assume it would be in self-defense because they were being attacked. Because that's how it generally works.
I guess it's too much to ask for people to, actually look into some history. Doesn't matter where it's been or even when it's been. You can go back to the 1800s right through to today. It's always the same thing. The people who are violent are the people who win. That's the way it works. I'm sorry, but that's the way it works. You look at Franco in Spain, you look at the Nazis, Mussolini, even look at the revolutions in France.
Yeah.
It's the same goddamn thing. It takes the people in the street to say, fuck this is done. And there's only one way you do that. That we just celebrated the 100th anniversary of the execution of the Romanov family.
Yeah.
The communist revolution, the Bolsheviks, same principle. Those who are willing to do that will end up getting power. So, if you don't like it, well, okay, I can sympathize, but it doesn't change reality.
Did you see that monster from Homeland Security? What's her name? Nelson? Oh, man. Catherine Nelson, is that her name?
Yep.
Yeah, she said she was comparing Charlottesville to Syria, saying both sides. Well, first she said there was no the Russians didn't interfere in our election. And then the next sentence from that, she said, when the Russians interfered in our election, it was to divide the United States. So then she said because it was like Syria and Charlottesville where both sides were divided by the Russians. So
oh yeah,
into violence and stuff. But see, here's the thing. Both sides didn't do a terrorist attack. Both sides didn't pull guns on people. Both sides didn't beat somebody within an inch of his life in a garage next to the police station and be allowed to do it. And until people got really pissed off and started saying, what the fuck, then the police go and arrest some people. You know what I mean?
Including the victim.
Yeah, the victim was the first one arrested. Yeah. So I'm saying both sides didn't do all that stuff. How come they always bring up the both sides? They can just get away with that crap, dude. Just take it somewhere, throw it in the garbage where it belongs, and leave it alone.
But you got to look at the target to that, though. It's those fucking crowds that come out and say we're gonna win because we're louder. That's who that shit is aimed at, and that's enough to convince them to keep thinking volume wins. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing about if there's a march in an urban setting, an organized march, if it's an annual event, if it's something like that, okay, I can understand some of the crowds you get. But if you're protesting a law or a decision or a politician, there should be no fucking carriages in this crowd. There should be no preschoolers dressed up for the occasion that are photo ops.
Yeah.
Get it together, people. Are you serious or not? Think about it if you're some sort of command center person and you're looking at the live footage of the cameras downtown, and this is what you see coming to this protest. How worried are you? When you see fucking 30 black bloc at the front, then it's time, okay, yeah, these guys something's going to happen. They got something to say. Yeah. We should listen. Because power only understands power. Nothing else gets our attention.
Yep. I'm a big fan of keep them cats in fear. I don't know why it's such a tragedy to people who supposedly hate racism, supposedly hate fascism, that you just kick someone out of a restaurant, they'd be like, "This is just terrible." I mean, come on, we're better than this. We're better than this. What the hell? I mean, okay, maybe you're so nonviolent you don't even want to see a Nazi get punched, and you're better than that for quote unquote. I don't agree with you, but whatever. I can maybe see that. But we're better than telling someone to leave your restaurant or shouting someone out and clowning them in public. Come on, man. Come on, dude. That the president does that to people on a daily basis. I mean,
Decades.
If he treated Vladimir the same as he treated a black athlete, that would be something amazing. You know what I mean?
Decades upon decades in a country where there were separate water fountains, separate seating areas, separate everything. For them to get worked up about Sarah Huckabee Goebbels being told to get the fuck out? Take a reality check. Ridiculous. And, you know, again, where do you see this kind of shit popping up time and time again through modern history? Fascism. Nowhere else. Nowhere. But it's consistent in those situations.
Yeah. Because they're the elite, they're the white, they're the supremacists, they're the ones you're supposed to bow down to and kiss their asses, like you said. But yeah, no, it's not how it works.
They're demagogues. They're making themselves the role model for their vision.
Tim, don't smoke. I'm vaping. So yeah, I'm not smoking. Just whoever put. Oh, that was Judith. I'll put it in the.
I'm just looking back at the chat. Scott, that's not a big deal. That's why there's a movement. That's why people do different things. You just supply information to whoever is going to do this. We can set something up so he can raise some money for his legal defense and subsistence.
Yeah.
So you don't worry about it, man. You don't have to take the lead.
Yeah, well, the people in here, one of these people cannot be trusted. The ones who are leaving messages right now. One of us is going to help you out, and you're going to have it set up, and everything will be cool. Well, as cool as it can be under the circumstances, but at least you're free, man. So that's a starting point.
Yep.
So, yeah, I guess we kind of moved on into the next subject already, talking about Trump and Putin. What did you guys in Canada think when you saw that? Because you're weak and dishonest, your leader, and you're shoe thieves, but Russia, who compromised our elections in Trump's favor and admitted it right there in front of him, they're wonderful. They're willing to take over to infiltrate our investigation into them. Imagine that, dude. Imagine if they had some big injunction and they captured a whole bunch of MS-13 cats, and they're like, "Hey, let us work with the feds to investigate ourselves." Incredible deal, huh? Unbelievable.
And all you have to give us are a couple of American citizens who've really pissed us off.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, but that went before the Senate today for a vote. And it was yes, 0. No, 98. So, Donald, yeah, no, not happening. But this just proves that the President of the United States now, obviously, in reality, is a reality show host. That's it, man.
He said something on one of the interviews he did. He was like, people were upset with my performance. So
What's he reading a Hollywood Reporter?
yeah, but that's the thing. He looks at this stuff like he's a performer, like he's doing it all for ratings. It's all I don't even know if he comprehends the seriousness of his position and what he's doing. Does he? Maybe he thinks it's just a television show, and once he's gone, it's all over, and he just has to keep it as many seasons as he can. I don't
I
know,
have no
dude.
idea.
Something is wrong here, though. You're gonna call a meeting with another president in private, so no one knows what you talked about. He's like, "Look, I got everything on you. You're gonna do this." That's probably what happened in this meeting. They,
Well, I mean,
they
I
asked they,
just
they asked Vladimir if he had any compromising information on Trump, and he was like, "I heard the rumors, and if we did, we there's so many business people. How would we watch them all?" He never denied it though, and he had a smile on his face the whole time.
the issue of the President of the United States being in a closed door meeting with nobody else from the American side has never been done before, is really not allowed. I mean, the CIA shit their pants.
You know, it was recorded 100% by the Russians, right?
Well, of course. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why the agency fucking blew their top. It's like, what are you doing? You're letting them have the only copy. Are you out of your fucking mind? So, it's natural to have these questions. Well, what exactly is it that nobody can know? And I know that they're trying to call his interpreter to testify. I don't know how that's going to go. But at least now from where we started, when Orange Fuxicle got in,
Who they're trying to call, but the interpreter's on the Russian side, right?
well, Trump had an interpreter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was just Russians interpreting. So it's an American interpreter. It's not someone that's controlled by Putin. That's what I was wondering.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I mean, at least it's somebody else who was fucking there. But just the whole appearance of it, it's not just the compromat Putin-Trump angle. Even if you didn't know who these leaders were, just from a security standpoint, you're like, why would you do that? It just doesn't, it doesn't make me more confident in the ability of Trump to defend, because that's just a surrender
Yeah,
of intelligence.
he's totally compromised somehow. I mean, if he's not, why would he? I don't even get it. You're gonna go talk to this guy in private, which means they're taping every word you say. You have no way that they can't just take it out of context. They can release what they want. God knows what they got you to do in there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then you come out and you're hailing this dude, and then you go on Fox News and start bringing up talking points that would be best for Russia. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, how much do they own him? I think it's a lot more than just a P tape and some money laundering. I don't know what they got on this guy.
Well, the issue is, it's obviously not just him. Because think if Clinton would have done something like this, if Obama would have done something like this, even if fucking W would have done something like this, it just wouldn't be going on. It would be a full-blown dumpster fire in D.C. But this just keeps going on. It keeps going on. Some of the stuff you're hearing now about the NRA and down to state level with compromat or money. There's just so many different clauses and laws and statutes that have already been broken. Kushner with his 80-some times submitting his information. This is just so
He's just
fucking
not intelligent. He didn't get a good education. It's not like he had money, dude. Come on.
It's just so blatantly illegal, and nobody's doing anything. So it's a hell of a lot more than his family.
Yeah, I mean, I suspect if maybe there is some truth to the both sides thing, and maybe the both sides is they're paying out. Russia's dealing with a whole bunch of Republicans, which we know, different corporations and entities like the NRA and other things, and the Democrats. Who knows? I mean, there's got to be a reason everybody's not doing something. Nobody's really making a fuss. A couple people here and there. Who knows? But definitely, yeah, there's people compromised. Look how many of these Republicans have already been arrested. All the people that worked with Trump, his lawyers gone now. Manafort, everyone's under investigation. It's pretty insane, dude. Like I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, it's similar to Watergate.
Yeah, but I wasn't alive then.
I was. I can remember watching John Dean testify live before the subcommittee on TV in Canada. So,
yeah.
But I mean, that's okay. Get your popcorn ready, man. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is still the warm-up.
Yeah, as far as my lifetime, I've never seen anything like that. And I don't think Watergate was this insane, man. Maybe it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. For the time? Oh, yeah.
Oh, for the time? Yeah, okay. That's true. Different times, different levels of what's tolerable, I guess.
I mean, that was about a sitting president cheating to get back in.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to. And again, it wasn't the crime as much as the cover-up. That's what fucked them.
Man.
If they just would have left it alone and not continued and doubled down and used government resources, I mean, even then in the 70s in the U.S., if you wanted to pull a dirty trick campaigning, even if you were the president, we caught you. Cut it out. Okay. And nothing ever bad would have happened. But that's not what they did. Greed. Power. And, greed and power seem to resonate with this crowd.
It's ridiculous.
But, what's really going on or whatever, I'm glad I'm not in your country, man.
I'm not glad that I'm in my country, man. But whatever. Not even my country, it's just a country I'm in. So, yeah.
I can understand why even people who are looking for reliable information, it's getting harder and harder all the time in the U.S. It's just throw another log on the fire, or another tractor tire is more accurate. The volume keeps getting turned up, it goes faster and faster, and it's more ridiculous every day. If this is any kind of master plan, boy, they're doing one hell of a good job.
They're making it look botched as hell.
Yeah, like it's working.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe there's a all around master plan. I think different people have their own master plans, and whoever's in power tries to push their agenda. I know there's people that believe 10,000 years ago this was all planned by some kind of people ruled by demons, and they've been trying to carry it out through history, and finally they can see fruition of their whatever. I just think it's bad actors that happen to pop up and take power in different positions and don't care about anything and want to screw people over. But it could be a bunch of Satan worshipping people in robes too, with lizard human people. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Well, yesterday on Twitter, somebody posted their 3 opinions that give them the most flack, Their 3 most outrageous opinions on things.
Okay, what were they?
Well, I gave my 3, and mine were feels is not intelligence. And number 2 was political parties are the root of all evil. And I forgot number 3. Holy fuck.
Number 2, I fully agree with. Number 1 is fake news.
So you're proving number 1. Okay.
Yeah. You know, a baby's born with an emotion, and that makes him intelligent.
No.
No? Okay. I tried.
No, sorry.
Too stoned to use good logic right now. Leave me alone.
I can't believe I forgot number 3. I just blew it.
Blew it.
Wow.
Never eat Miracle Whip?
Well, fuck Miracle Whip. We already established that.
Maybe that was your number 3.
Oh my God. I can remember back when I was a kid watching TV with my mom, and Kraft would run commercials on TV with their recipe of the week. Most of the time we look at each other and go, ugh, who the fuck would eat that? Well, 40 years later, and they're still doing it. Now they're doing it on Twitter.
Jeez. Yeah, that's just some nasty stuff.
Gross.
It's like white, crappy tasting Jell-O.
I just don't understand the whole concept of it. Like, why is it necessary?
It's, what is it called? Sandwich spread, dressing spread or something? I don't know.
Oil byproduct artery clogger.
There you go.
Gross. With some vinegar. Because we're down that way.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I thought of a lot of tangents we might have today, and Miracle Whip wasn't anywhere on the top 100 list.
It's an upset.
It's a shocker. It's like, wow, this is awesome. I did not think that today I'd be having a discussion about how much Miracle Whip sucks. But I'm glad I am, because I've needed to get this out my whole life too.
Breaking. Miracle Whip sucks. Yeah. Film at 5.
It had to be said.
Oh, God. Well, the one that got me today was they're actually talking about putting Miracle Whip in something, in a drink with alcohol. Like, fuck off. I'm sorry.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. See, this is what I mean.
I was trying to use logic to see if there's any way that could work. I'm sorry. I wasn't using logic. I was using my feels.
That's like, I'll have a Scotch neat with a tablespoon of ranch dressing. Like, fucking what?
No. White Russian, please. Miracle Whip.
Ugh. White Kagnitsky. That's what you can call that.
Instead of a car bomb, you call it a jizz bomb. It's just Miracle Whip and vodka or something.
Gross. Oh, well, yeah, that's a fucking tangent, all right.
Yeah, that was a hell of a tangent.
Yeah, well, we better swing back into the orbit.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting, though. Whatever. I still can't remember my number 3. Fuck. Whatever. Come up. I'm going to go back and look at my timeline. I'm going to find it. Because now I'm pissed off. There
you go. So, yeah, dude, I don't know what's going to happen with this whole Russia thing. This guy, he owns them. There's no way. I was thinking, what could it be? Just his shameless love for dictators, because every time he goes around a dictator, he's talking about the greatest guy ever, all this and that. But I'm thinking he did more than that with Putin. He seems to. I just think he knows that this dude could ruin him. That's what it seems like to me.
Well, I think the common thread is because Trump intends to use the office of the President of the United States to enrich himself as much as he possibly can. And I think he finds it a lot easier to deal with other countries that are authoritarian, where he only has to talk to one person. That's what he prefers.
Do you think maybe this could be something different than what people are saying? Without, maybe he doesn't control them, but maybe he's going to give them some properties, Trump hotels in different parts of Russia, maybe Moscow or something.
Well, I mean, if that's what it comes down to, then, I mean, how is this guy still in office? I mean, this is just not supposed to happen. And there are rules, so it doesn't, but nobody wants to do anything about it.
Trump was honest a few times. We have to give him credit for when he tells the truth. Back when he was running, he was saying the election was rigged almost every single day. Now we're finding out that was true. I mean, and a couple other things he said. I'm trying to think, but yeah, there's a couple things he said. Like he said recently, he said there's other people involved. He's like, he won't say it's Russia. He's like, there are a lot of people involved. It could be China. It could be some 400-pound guy on a bed. It could be this or that, right? So there are other people involved. It's probably the Trump family and their affiliates. So he's probably telling the truth on that too. He tells the truth sometimes. He told the truth when he said he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and get away with it and still get voted in and no one would do nothing. I believe that's true. He's done some pretty horrible things and got away with it every single time. His kids do the same.
Yeah, well, to that I say even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. But I just wanted to give him credit. They call him a liar all the time. There were 3 times right there that in all of the things he said, he told the truth. Out of 1 million statements, 3 of them were true. I think that's a good record.
Okay, well, Breitbart can write a front page about the truthiness of King Trump.
Yep. I think there's going to be a real hassle, and he's going to try to pull some kind of stunt where he doesn't want to leave office or leave the White House or something. I just had this feeling, man. Something he's going to try.
I have no idea.
Because I assume he's going to be reelected. I just had this feeling. But these people, they talk a lot, but they don't mean what they say.
Well, as far as people who are actually consider themselves politically active, all this talk about 2020 shouldn't even be happening because it doesn't matter. What matters is the fucking midterms. And you hear it every midterm cycle. People say these are the biggest midterms ever. Well, this time it's no fucking joke. So, yeah, they're all part of the same game. But traditionally, the president is also part of the game. That's not happening anymore. And there are a lot of people who aren't playing the game. And this is evidence that the game broken can indeed be much worse than the game being brutal and running quote-unquote correctly. So, this is the problem when you're always on a defensive in a struggle. All you can do is limit and shut down little bits. You can't really turn the tide because you're always going backwards. So,
So what do you think people should do, Glenn? Like, should we all go right into Sada Shakur? Then she become president, pardon herself, and come and tear down the system?
See, that's just it. None of those things should ever be possible.
But now they are, thanks to Trump and other people, so why not use it to our advantage? She can pardon herself, come back in, and destroy the whole system. And then we can finally be happy again. Well, for once, not again.
But this is part of the narrative. Now, suddenly people assume that Trump can pardon himself. It's no.
It depends.
Just flat out.
It depends on these Supreme Court justices and who gets in, because one of them believes he has ultimate. We talked about it last week. he has ultimate power as long as he's president. So it kind of depends.
Well, I think people should understand that the Supreme Court is not just 9 dweebs that sit around a long table sometimes. There's a power structure within it. And Harper thought he could stack our Supreme Court and suddenly he could get away with his bullshit. Well, in 9 years, Harper did put 3 of the 9 judges in Canada on the bench of the Supreme Court, and his record in that Supreme Court was 2 wins and 42 losses. Wow. So I know Trump's trying to do the same thing, but this is the Supreme Court. You can't put somebody in, they don't rule on a case the way you want, and you can kick them out. It just doesn't work that way. They know they have the upper hand. So, you know, I think any judge that gets all the way to the Supreme Court or whatever country they're in, they have a...
They can't hear me choking, Glenn. That's just me. I was muted. I know you stopped.
But I mean, anybody who gets to this position, they have a pretty high opinion of themselves, without a doubt. Rightly so, or not. But I mean, you have to expect that. So they're not going to be looking to throw away everything it took them to get to that point just by being in the bag for one big decision.
That's true.
You know?
But they could, you don't know, some of these people have these quote unquote moral obligations due to their religion and stuff. So
holy fuck.
What happened?
Got like 50-mile-an-hour winds outside my building all of a sudden.
Wow. I heard it. I didn't know. I thought it was an airplane going by or something.
No. Thunderstorm warnings. Probably funnel cloud warnings too.
That's not like a hurricane or anything, is it?
Tornado.
Ooh. Be safe.
Oh yeah. We're used to it now.
I hear it. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, I guess they're working on Scotty's situation so people can make donations. And like I said, as soon as we figure it out, we'll find a way to get it to the people with the least amount of trolls possible involved.
I'm still trying to find that fucking tweet.
Oh, you're still looking for it?
Yeah.
Hurry up and find it so we can wrap this show up, and then I can get down to the count.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to find it. I'm going past all the Miracle Whip stuff. Damn it. Where is it? Well, it must not have been that great if I fucking forgot it.
Okay. I think it was a Miracle Whip thing. You just don't want to say it because we've talked about it too much on the show already.
No, this was before the Miracle Whip incident.
Oh, man. Hey, do you think us saying Miracle Whip every 20 seconds on this show today has helped sell any? Because I hope not.
I don't know. If you're on Blog Talk Radio, there's some sort of program you can sign up for. You'll get paid with doing shit like that.
Oh, you can do that on Spreaker, too.
Sad.
But screw them.
Yeah, I don't think Kraft Nabisco needs any help from us.
Okay.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, nobody's bigger than us sitting in this $1 billion studio together, pretending that you're in Canada and I'm in the U.S. when we're really both in Russia.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it. I found it.
Okay. Wait, hang on. Let me see if I have a sound effect of a drum roll. Oh, there's no sound effects in here. Darn it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, number 1 was fields are not intelligence. Number 2 was political parties are the root of all evil. Number 3, we have passed peak humanity.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's just my opinion. Sorry.
Maybe we're gonna start to devolve now if we haven't already.
Socially, we have.
Yeah.
Meteor strike, 2018.
So yeah, man. Anything else you want to throw in before we go?
No.
Me neither. Yeah, just to remind the people, Wednesday, 6 p.m. The View Up Here. Follow at Canadian Glenn, and what is the View Up Here .co?
CA.
CA. Oh, Canada, duh. The View Up Here .ca Canada.
Yeah, it's not .ru.
And we're here every Friday on the People's Weekly, and I got some more stuff coming, some more shows we talked about earlier. If you didn't hear them, then just play this over when we leave right now, and I'm not going to go through it all again. But with some great people, and help Scotty out. Like I said, we're going to get that information out as soon as it's all situated. I'll post it. I'll get it to people that want to help him, and that's about it. So thanks again, Glenn. Thanks everybody for listening. And I hopefully I won't well, you know what? I might live stream just because it's going to be a candlelight vigil tonight, so it's a possibility I might live stream when nothing bad is happening, which will be nice. And then of course, if the fire department comes again or anything stupid like that, I'll live stream that. So, cool. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see y'all next week.